A-Level Economists, this is how to write A-star chains of analysis on an indirect tax essay question. Welcome back. If you're new around here, my name is Nevin. I'm a first class economist turned banker and I help A-Level Economics students get A-stars. I drop weekly videos giving top A-star chains of analysis and evaluation for every single diagram on the spec. So if you appreciate this and you like this type of content, please drop a like and subscribe because it will mean a lot to me. So my friends, an issue that I had when I was doing A-Level Economics was that often when diagrams would get taught, we would go through, the advantages and disadvantages of different types of policies, but nobody would show you in school or class how to actually write out chains of analysis for every single diagram. So this is exactly what I've done for you as an A-Level Economics student to make your life easier. So if you watched my previous video, you know how an indirect tax works. You know that it distorts free market outcomes and it causes a difference in price. Specifically, the higher price is paid by consumers and the lower price is paid by producers, with the bit in the middle, the shaded black box here, going to the government in the form of government revenue. And now we all know the good and the bad of an indirect tax. Now I'm going to show you how to structure your analysis so you get an A-star. Remember, the one thing you should be thinking about when you're doing A-Level economic analysis is watermelons. If that sounds like gibberish to you, I need you to watch my watermelons leak acronym where I break down the top secret to get an A-star in analysis for A-Level economics. So this is exactly how I would structure my KAA paragraph when I'm answering a question on indirect tax. I would start off with what? These are your knowledge marks. So what is an indirect tax used for? It is used to raise revenue and specifically solve market failure by reducing the consumption of demerit goods. These are bad goods with negative externalities when consumed for society. Now I need to start going into the mechanism bit of the watermelons leak acronym. So we're going to start off with causes. How does this indirect tax work? You have to link your chains of analysis really nicely here. So I want you to say that it increases cost of production for producers, it causes a leftward shift of supply and it distorts prices, with the higher price being paid by consumers and the lower price being received by producers. This signals to the examiner that not only do you know what an indirect tax is, but you know how it works and what it does to your supply and demand diagram. So you've already got big marks here. Next, we're going to look at consequences. Remember, in the mechanism bit of the watermelons leak acronym, the mechanism bit holds the most amount of marks and it's split into two here. I want you to look at the causes and consequences. This is where we look at the effects of the tax. Here we're going to look at all of our economic agents, remember. So we're going to begin with consumers. Consumers are definitely worse off because of the imposition of this indirect tax. Their area of consumer surplus falls. What this means is that their welfare when consuming the good falls, which is not good news for consumers because remember, what do consumers care about? PQQ. Price, quality and quantity is what consumers care about. However, because of the imposition of this tax, they're getting reduced quantity of this good and they are paying higher prices now too, which is not good news. So their consumer surplus falls. Next, we look at producers. We know that because of the imposition of an indirect tax, the area of producer surplus falls, which means that profit falls. Remember, producer surplus is just a way to measure producer welfare, and it is the same as profit. So from this, we know that the area of profit falls, which is not good news for producers because they care about profit maximization. So two of our economic agents are already made worse off, and I want you to go through this in your chain of analysis when you're talking about the effects of this tax. I want you to do exactly what I just said there. I want you to link it back to what the agent cares about. So consumers care about price, quality, quantity, and producers care about profit maximization. So use those changes in consumer surplus and producer surplus areas to link back to the objective of the agent and if they are made better or worse off. So you've now concluded both consumers and producers are worse off. We are now going to look at the government. When looking at the government is the only agent here that's actually quite happy from the imposition of an indirect tax. When looking at the government, they are made better off in two ways. Number one, the shaded black area is the total level of government revenue the government is able to collect. And number two, it is ultimately able to achieve what this indirect tax set out to do. Quantity reduces from Q1 to Q2, so we have got decreased consumption of a demerit good, which is very good news for social welfare and the government. So now we've gone through what is changing in the diagram, how this indirect tax works, and the consequences, the effects that this tax has on our economic agents. Which now just leads us with the final linking bit, which is where we're answering, is society better or worse off from this change? Overall, we can say that this is a very good effect for society. The consumption of the demerit good has fallen. This is not a good that we want consumed in large amounts in society. Think gambling, alcohol, cigarettes. These are bad goods with negative externalities, so we want to reduce the consumption of these goods, which we are able to do. which is good news for society. However, we can evaluate this by saying that triangle ABC is a triangle area of deadweight welfare loss. This is a pure loss to society that is never recovered. Essentially, this is where even though government revenue is made, it does not account for the falls in consumer and producer surplus. Those are significant falls in consumer and producer surplus, which is never fully recovered by the increase in revenue. That is exactly how I want you to frame your answer. So by going through Watermelon's leak, you can see now that you have a clear structure, this is so much more powerful than just looking at the good and bad of different policies in the classroom. We're actually now going into exactly how you should structure your analysis for every single diagram in the spec. And specifically for indirect taxes, again, we want to look at what they actually used for, how do they work, what are the causes of it, most importantly, where most of the marks are, and the easiest way to get an A star, use your consumer and producer surplus area changes when you are looking at the effects of this tax and the consequences on our economic agents. And then overall, we just want to link it back to whether society is made better or worse off because of this change. Hopefully this gives you exactly what you need to write a strong analysis paragraph on indirect taxes now. Remember to check out my Watermelon's leak video where I go through exactly how you want to structure A-star economic analysis. If you found this video helpful, please drop a like and subscribe because it will mean a lot to me, and I'll catch you next time.